onto the real AVID market update. I'm Stacy McBain with Swope Investment Properties. We're having multiple properties out there experiencing multiple offers. And that can look like a $25,000 increase or even a $50,000 increase above asking in some cases, but not all. Slightly underpricing or pricing on the reasonable seeming side of list is going to be a big determining factor, and overpricing is not going to generate anything of that sort, not whatsoever. Even with that, negotiations can still occur. And our median sales price has not had any large leaps or sags since about 2024. The higher interest rate impacts cash flow, as we know as investors, but it also impacts mobility and seller and people's willingness and desire to move. So does the overall increased trend in median prices that we've seen. And here's what those interest rates look like. They went up again. So we've had a quote unquote crazy week, according to Dave Rusk, with a sharp increase last Friday that's continued through yesterday. Each day they hit a new 52-week high on interest. And so most of the scenarios that he would run numbers on today would be about 0.5% higher than they would have been at our last AVID meeting. As we've been saying since the economic forum, where Ted Jones said, don't bank on cheap money, rates aren't going down anytime soon. But I asked, how does this influence what you're experiencing, Dave, in terms of applications? Because the first thing buyers need to do when they're going to buy a house is what? Get pre-qualified. So you can write your name to answer that. So with that, Dave is going to see any changes in the market before we are. And he has not yet seen that happen. But you can see that sharp, there's a blow up of this section right there. You can see that sharp spike in interest rates. Quick excerpt from last month, since we had some really good economic forum slides to present. We've had a lot of absorption of the new units, and this is a mini recap from last month. And we've had a lot of economic indicators look strong for our area in terms of job and employment. So Idaho is showing plenty of strong economic indicators overall. But back to the 100 meeting trend, here's what the inventories look like in the span of 100 AVID meetings. This is where we were in inventory in 2015, and this is where we are now. You can see when we ran out of houses, and that was around 2021. This is January 2020. So yeah, January 2021, there was literally nothing to buy. Our phone would ring and someone from out of state would say, hey, I heard Idaho's great for investing. I want to buy a house. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, we're out of houses. Can I call you back next year? And here's what that median prices look like from 2015 over time through now. Big change there. So Danielle, tell us about median prices. Come on up. We'll get you to share the residential market update. That's a great segue for you.
Perfect. It's a little more recent.
Yeah. I don't know if reasonable is the word, but
funny enough, we'll get to Canyon County, but I bought my first house in Canyon County in 2014, 2015 cusp. And it was $94,000 in Caldwell for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom on a huge lot. So I started way back then, and it has been crazy just to see how much it has changed. But anyways, we'll hop into it. So median price went up only by $5,000 in Ada County since last month. We're up over 100 homes sold in Ada County, and a third of those are new construction. Just kidding, I got a little click happy. Inventory is up by 200. So we're seeing that days on market is down, inventory is up, but there are a lot of homes being sold, as we said. spring market has definitely been hitting. Next month, one of my listings will be on that sold, and as we've been talking about, it has been a lot busier. The house went pending same day it was listed. We actually listed it $30,000 more than we'd originally ran the numbers at just a few months ago. We ran it one day before going live on the market, and we're able to get our sellers an additional $10,000. So just continually checking pricing right before you list. There's a lot of additional money to be made, especially in that 450, 500 price point. Hopping over to Canning County. With homes sold, we had 514, up 82. Half of those were new construction. And with inventory, there you are again, half new construction, we're up by 43. So not too much. Days on market in Canning County is down by 12 days. And then with median price in Canning County, we're at 429, but new construction was at 545 for the median. So we're seeing a lot of higher priced new homes in Canning County. Just a little tidbit. I have always preached that single family homes are performing in the rental market just as well as multifamily, if not better. And the single family homes have been renting a lot faster. So it's something to consider if you're outweighing purchasing multifamily versus single family. All right, passing over to Jocelyn.
Okay. So I think most of you know this at this point, but I'm Jocelyn. I am the owner, operator of Capital City Comforts, and we are short-term rental asset strategist management company. And today I wanted to go over some of the trends that we're seeing in the short-term rental industry. I actually took a screenshot that I wanted to share, and I should have included it in this, but it's basically where we are today versus last year as far as occupancy goes, inventories. Let me pull that up and I'll go over that first. So over the past year, annual revenue, this is for Treasure Valley as a whole, is up 2.9%. Average daily rate is up 2.6%, and it's at $154.55. And what I thought was interesting is that the inventory and active listings are up 3.6%, and occupancy is still up as well at 0.4%. So there's more out there available, and occupancy is still trailing ahead because people are here, they're visiting, they're staying, and they're using short-term rentals to do that. So kind of recap there. One thing that I've always preached here is that not every short-term rental is the same. A very common question that I get is, well, what could my house make on Airbnb? And it really comes down to such minute details as to where you are and what amenities do you have and what proximity are you in. And so I kind of wanted to just go over some of the trends that we're seeing in the short-term rental industry, and then some of those pop-out niches that are trailing ahead of your average Airbnb. And so large group and family homes is at number one. And when I saw this, I actually wasn't really surprised. It made sense to me because if you guys remember, when we did the Nampa market overview, it was in some ways outperforming Boise as far as annual revenue goes. And the reason why is because there's bigger homes and you can host more people. And a lot of people are looking for that right now. So the top features of those properties is going to be can sleep 10 plus people. There's hot tubs, there's fire pits, there's outdoor entertainment. And a big drivers of the demand for that is going to be sporting tournaments, weddings and reunions, and then corporate retreats as well. And so that's kind of leading right now in the niches and short-term rental in the Treasure Valley. Second is going to be walkable urban properties. I'm not going to lie, I did think this would be number one, but that's going to be exactly what you think it is. Those downtown properties, you can walk to the green belt. People, when they're booking a short-term stay, really care about the experience. And being within walking distance of a lot of great, beautiful things that Idaho has to offer, kind of leads that. And so that's, Boise State events, business and medical travel. Of course, we have Micron, we have St. Luke's, and that's a big driver. And then, of course, your kind of weekend tourism. And then last but not least, if any of you guys have any mountain retreats and you rent it out on Airbnb, you would kind of know this. Mountains and recreation cabins, they're very sought after nowadays. They want the lake views, they want the mountain views, they want that luxury cabin stay experience. And of course, no one wants to vacation without their dogs. So of course, pet-friendly design is a big one. And the top markets for that, at no surprise, is going to be McCall, Donnelly, and Cascade. I don't know if any of you guys have tried to take a camping trip yet this year, but going there and coming back takes a lot longer nowadays than it used to. And it's because everyone's coming to do it. So that's kind of the top niches that we're seeing in the short-term rental market right now. And then this is kind of just what's winning in Idaho. I kind of touched on this briefly, but a lot of stayers are paying more to have a good experience. It's important for people to stay and feel like they're getting more than just a bed. And so a lot of people are booking around what they can experience, whether it's at the Airbnb or around it. Amenity driven, of course, like I already mentioned, hot tubs, fire pits. And then location and larger homes are winning on the average daily rate right now, which also, again, isn't a surprise because more people you can sleep, more people splitting the bill, more you can charge per night. And then some of the tailwinds that are kind of keeping us on the map with the short-term rentals, of course, the population growth, airport expansion, tourism growth, infrastructure upgrades, and then professionals traveling here and staying in a short-term rental and see if it can be home for them. And 9 times out of 10 it is. So yeah, that is my short-term rental update. Any questions?
Do you define a short-term rental as?
30 days or less. Yeah, and then midterm's going to be usually 60 to, no, yeah, it could be 60, but really more 90 to 6 months, 90 days to 6 months. Yeah. That's all? Great. All right, thanks.
Nice job, Jocelyn. Thank you. Well, multifamily. So looking at multifamily, duplexes and fourplexes, we see that inventory is up, pending deals are up, sales are up, and absorption is all over the place. What's going on with fourplexes in Ada? Average price took a big downward turn and became $861,000 last month. Now it depends on what sells. Obviously, if something newer sells, that's going to boost the average price. But last month it went down pretty far, and the gross rent multiplier got a little bit squishier as well to 156 from 165. That said, the cap rate inched up, and Tony said that it was a strong validation point when we had the assessors here last month that how their data closely matched his that he's been running forever. So here's what it looks like in charts. The red line is the 6-month trailing average. So that's a good trend line to watch. That's not as specific to what individual specific inventory sold in a given month. So caps seem like they're going up a little bit. As that average price goes down, that would push that cap rate up, of course. And then there's a look at that gross rent multiplier where it jumped below the 6-month trailing average line. The lower the gross rent multiplier, the better it is for buyers, and the worse it is for sellers. And then here's a look at the days on market. So despite climbing inventory in fourplexes, so far our days on market were a little bit lower than I expected to see. And here's what the active scene looks like when it comes to fourplexes right now. This is just Ada County. So we have, I think, about 11 active in Ada County right now. And their prices go, well, the highest is obviously longest days on market and the newest at 1.9 million. And 849 is the most affordable fourplex on White Cloud right now. Here's what they look like in Canyon. One of those is contingent, so there's 4 that are active and not contingent. But do you guys remember all that talk we did when the Max Property Management and that fourplex investment group, who has the real estate side, the development side, the lending side, the property management wing? Remember how we talked about their forced management or closed management? Well, what I noticed is while Max Property Management, which is that company within that realm and umbrella, While they are the HOA managers, it simply says encourages use of max property management among the manager owners. So I expected it to be closed management there, so I thought that was surprising. Okay. But that Surfer's Point that's a different sub, right? So we'll just watch that and see. But there's a lot of investors when buying and selling and trading fourplexes who will or will not consider a closed management scenario. When everybody's using the same manager, there's some benefits to that, but it just doesn't give you the freedom of choice that many folks also prefer. And this is the greater than 4 unit seen here. More than we used to have for a while there, and it's been getting a little longer, this list.
The, 3126,
The Victory Road units.
they're both.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. So that's a huge apartment complex with multiple phases in various levels of completion. Brand new.
Steve,
Mhm.
something to maybe mention, it's not, you forgot to put it on, I forgot to put it, give it to you. That Tony and I have 4/8 coming available within the next few weeks.
Fourplexes? Okay.
An eightplex or
Okay, is that Lucy?
wood.
Wood. Tell us more.
Meridian, 2x1s, good rents, first rate manages it. And they're great condition. Pictures are on Friday and you guys will see it in the next few weeks. Yeah, townhouse style.
Some of them are short-term rentals or no?
Those are all.
Those are all long-term.
Yeah.
Price points,
869.
Yeah.
$869 per fourplex.
$869 per.
Oh, okay. What's the age on that? That compares pretty nicely to what we have in Ada County right now.
In the night.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s. Okay, so probably some capital maintenance, a little bit due. Roofs, exterior paint, HVAC.
Not a lot of it's been done.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, that's a good price because White Cloud, Rick's not here. Does anyone else have anything near the White Cloud area? Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a better location maybe.
Right off Meridian Road.
Okay, so a 4 or an 8plex. So the cool thing there is you can buy one of them. You can buy 2 with 2 residential loans. You can buy them together on a commercial loan typically. So that'll be nice. Guys, we got the NARPM survey back. So we have some great real rental data for you. Oh, this is a look back at the 2015 data. Here's how it compares to today. Ada County average rent price is around $2,000 versus $1,000 11 years ago. And we're looking at 2 bedrooms in multifamily are around 1,400. Single family homes, we're seeing those fall in around the 2000s. And they only have about 10 or 11 management companies responding to these surveys now. So if that skews the data, that would be why. But they're showing right now in Ada, Tom, I know you like the Ada 1 bedrooms, and you'll see there that they also had those Ada 1 bedrooms for around 1,400 as well.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's news to me. I thought we were around 1,200.
And so perhaps this month is newer units, but let's keep an eye on that. Danielle, do you have anything to add on 1 bedrooms at the 1,400? Would that be newer units or?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that a lot of the newer units coming on have that effect of the price.
Okay,
What, they have lots of amenities, no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So the 3-bedroom, right, is like 2388, that is a typo.
no, this is a copy and paste of a chart. So the 3-bedroom in Ada, they're showing at 2988, but that seems too high. Yeah.
4-bedroom.
Yeah, so that just is a sign of some skewed data. There must be some 3-bedroom luxury or some typo. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This data from NARPM can be a little funky depending on what they have available. I also noticed their vacancy rate was a little bit lower than actual. So I don't even know if I put that slide up there. But yeah, you kind of got to average it over time. So. Yeah, they have the Ada, so whatever was available in 3 bedrooms, well, and perhaps that's why it hasn't rented. I don't know. I'm seeing more like, what are you seeing more for 3 bedrooms?
3 bedroom single family or
In Ada.
24, 25?
Yeah,
That's like a 6-month lease, or are they only short-term numbers?
no,
Your lease.
usually that would be a year lease, but again, we have a data anomaly here, so maybe somehow a short term got lumped in there or something. That's
I had a 4 bedroom that just rented for 2,900 Meridian. That
Okay.
helps The 4 bedroom pricing.
that's good, right? Okay. And here's the historical vacancies where we're only going back to 2022, so not quite so historical, but we had 3 to 4% in 2015, and this NARPM data suggests we're at 2% now. I think actual is probably a little bit higher, at least based on what the assessors were reporting last month. A little bit, okay. All right. So first rate's also staying lower vacancy, pricing is key, don't overprice, again, the name of the game, and renters are indeed shopping, and Zillow is still a good place to advertise your rentals. So if you're not on Zillow, definitely get on Zillow.